So transfer deadline day, transfers, they have all happened. It's done deal. We're ending the transfer window. What more could happen? I was supposed to bring you guys this video maybe yesterday, day before, but I've had a lot of power cut issues, alright? No joke, right? I've been without electric. The 2016, I've been without electric. But finally, I am back and I can bring you this video now. It's a little bit later than plans, but, you know, I can't waste it because actually it's still quite interesting. We're going to take a look at today all the deadline day deals, okay? Not all of them because there were so many, but some that will surprise a few of you. Some you wouldn't have heard of, and obviously some that you would have because, you know, got to include them. Thank you so much for all the support and all the transfer videos on my channel. I really do appreciate it. So if you could just drop a thumbs up and like for the final one, that would be absolutely amazing. We're trying to hit like 4,000 likes. That would be super insane. But now, time for deadline day stuff. Okay, we've got some big ones, right? And I tell you what, everything you need is in the description, lads. I'm going to be giving away a copy of FIFA 17 on my Instagram account. Link is in the description. Like and follow my most recent stuff, and I could pick you, and you could get yourself a copy of FIFA 17, any console. The first player I'm going to take a look at is actually a massive shock, and I think everyone was surprised by this. Now, we've got Jack Wilshere's gone to Bournemouth. Now, a lot of you will know about this, so let me tell you one or two things you probably wouldn't have been aware of. So, obviously, he's been at Arsenal for a lot of years now. He's had a lot of injury problems. Now, he wants to get himself back into first team football, and he feels like Bournemouth is the best club for that. Now, there were interests from a lot of different clubs in the UK, including clubs like Crystal Palace, etc, etc, but there were clubs, you know, interested in him from Italy, and one of them is AC Milan, apparently, and the second one is Roma. So, he could have gone to Italy if he wanted to, but instead he's decided it's within his best interest to stay in the Premier League, and he's only there for a season long alone, so he could go back to Arsenal next season, but he's decided to stay in the Premier League and to stay and prove himself here. Maybe because he feels like if he goes abroad, maybe his national team chances will be slimmer. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But what I do know is it's important for this guy to get first team football in Bournemouth. Probably a good club for him to get that. The second one I'm going to take a look at today is Slimani. Now, Leicester have signed their record club transfer signing, and this is this guy, okay? Another Algerian, so he's going to be linking up with Mahrez. You know, that green link's going to be solid. He has signed a 5-year deal with Leicester. Now, Leicester have a lot of strikers this season, don't they? They have Musa, they have obviously Mahrez, could count as a striker if they wanted to. Vardy, Slimani, Okazaki, Ochoa. I mean, they just have literally loads of striker options this year. So Slimani is now the most expensive out of the lot. So how's it all going to work? How's it all going to fit in at Leicester? As you guys can see, it's not a card you probably use on FIFA because, you know, it's not very quick. His dribbling's not great. His shooting's not that great. It's pretty average on FIFA, but in real life, obviously, this guy is going to be good because they paid a lot of money for him, and, you know, you've got to be good if you're going to pay that sort of money for someone. And obviously, why wouldn't he go to Leicester? Champions League football, you know, title holders. It's a good opportunity for the young lad. Next up, we have one of the most expensive centre-backs in the history of the game. We have Mangala. When he went to Man City, he was super expensive, but now he is not getting the chances, and Pep Guardiola does not want him, so he's gone on the season-long loan to Valencia. Now, this isn't the only, you know, Man City player that's gone out on loan. Nasri's gone out on loan, Bonnie's gone out on loan, a lot of first-team players gone out on loan, and Mangala, you know, there was a lot of high hopes for him because he was £42 million purchase. It actually was a Premier League record at the time when they signed him from Porto 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago, and despite the Portuguese club's interest in re-signing the 25-year-old, he's actually gone out on loan to Valencia, like I've said. This is going to be a really good defender for all your BBVA teams, La Liga teams next year, FUT draft and stuff, especially that French link as well, link up with Varane, Laporte and stuff like that, so he's going to be good for you guys in that league next year. But City, £42 million defender, gone out on loan, it's not looking good for the young lad. Next up, I've got a card that would have been awesome in the Premier League, and it's Cuadrado. Now, obviously, we know Chelsea own him, and he went on loan to Juventus last season. Now, he's gone back on loan to Juventus, but what's interesting about this is he's gone on loan for a 3-year loan deal. I've never actually even heard of that. Juventus have signed Juan Cuadrado on a 3-year loan deal from Chelsea. Now, Conte apparently wanted Cuadrado, you know, originally when he was at his old club, but now he's got him. Apparently, he said it's like a fresh signing, but he doesn't want to be at Chelsea. The 28-year-old joins on loan until June 2019 for an annual fee of 4.25 million, so 5 million euros. That's how much they're paying a season for him, with the option for the deal to be made permanent for £21 million at the end of it. So this is a really strange deal in football. They're paying basically £15 million over 3 years for him, then you've got to pay 21 for him, so that's basically valuing him at like £36 million at the end of it. At the end of it, he's going to be out of contract as well, so basically his Chelsea career is over. You know, Chelsea fans, you know, you're not seeing Cuadrado in your team. How do a lot of Chelsea fans feel about it? Because we know he's really talented, and we know what he's got in the locker. We know that, you know, he can do big things, but I mean, I feel like they're just, Conte missed out, because it would have been like a brand new signing, you know, to go under Conte. He might have had a chance getting the Chelsea team, you know, more chance than he had previously, but he's decided Italy's where it is for him, Juventus are where it is for him, 3-year loan deal, then they're going to sign him on a permanent. I say, I've got to be honest, Cuadrado's Chelsea career is over, bye. Someone with a Chelsea career now is David Luiz. Now, my voice went a little bit there, but Chelsea have re-signed him for £30 million. PSG have lost £20 million on this guy. Obviously, as we're aware, they signed him for 50 million literally like 2 years ago. And believe it or not, David Luiz comes out and says that playing at PSG was absolutely wasted 2 years. Apparently, it's like playing PlayStation and FIFA on beginner. That's pretty controversial, really. But, you know, forgetting that for a second, Chelsea have signed this guy back £30 million. Chelsea re-signed David Luiz from PSG for a fee believed to be in the region of 30 million. Luiz obviously passed his medical and obviously transfer window was closed. Apparently completed this deal 5 minutes before the transfer window ended, so they're leaving things pretty tight. He has completed a 3-year contract at Chelsea, so it's not a huge deal. As you guys may or may not be aware, he's actually 29 years of age now, so a few years have passed since the last time he was at Chelsea, when he first joined. Didn't this guy knock Chelsea out of the Champions League though and celebrate like crazy when he did it? Yeah, so I mean that's probably a bit of a talking point for the comment section down below. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it. But yes, this is one of the shocks of the transfer window, deadline day especially, to be honest. I never saw David Luiz going back to Chelsea. I never saw a deal like this happening, and I tell you what, Pogba's gone back to United, David Luiz gone back to Chelsea. It's a bit of a weird transfer window. Last but not least, how could you not talk about the Sissoko deal? Now, as you guys may or may not be aware, it looked like he was going to Everton. Okay, Everton were about to sign him £30 million on the way to Everton for a medical, and then bang, Tottenham come in and said, no, we'll match the offer, and he's picked Tottenham over Everton. Originally, Tottenham were only going to offer like £16 million, but, you know, Everton said we'll double that and pretty much double it, and we'll offer £30 million. Now, Tottenham, until last minute, were not going to, and then last minute, they came in with a £30 million bid. So basically, it came down to Sissoko, which club he wanted to go to, and I guess that depends on what sort of football he wants, what sort of money he's going to be get paid. So, and Tottenham was an easy choice for him, apparently. Isn't this guy an Arsenal fan, though? Like, deep down, isn't this guy an Arsenal fan? So there's a bit of controversy on social media at the minute. I'll let you guys talk about that in the comments. I'm not getting involved in that one neither. But anyway, guys, these are 6 massive signings in the transfer deadline days. A few surprises out of there. There's transfer records being broken for clubs. There's players going back to their old clubs. There's players' careers over at old clubs. I mean, it's just a crazy, crazy transfer deadline day. Big thank you for all the support throughout the transfer window. Has been a pleasure as always. Take it easy. Peace.